Hi, what is good, people? What is up? So, we are fresh off of the recent reveal event for PlayStation 5, which I watched live on Twitch. It was amazing. So, these are my thoughts and opinions on the PlayStation 5 and the event as a whole. I thought the effect was amazing, as I just mentioned, and leading up to it, it had a great pace. They showed a variety of games that can cater towards all kinds of audiences, which was really nice. And I felt throughout the whole event, it was just leading up to the moment of the reveal of the actual hardware, which was awesome because they pretty much saved the best till last. And I'm going to get into more detail in terms of the individual games, like my hot picks of the games that were showcased, and that'll be in another video. But the whole event ran real smoothly, in my opinion. It was a great experience to see, and the actual hardware of the PlayStation 5, visuals of how they designed the console, to me was amazing. It looked really good, in my opinion. And I said this live on stream that compared to consoles of the past and even the Xbox Series X that's going to be released as well, I think and feel as though Sony actually went out of their way to design something that was futuristic, that was unique, that was different, and that had an appeal to it. They obviously had a color scheme in mind in terms of a black center with white edges and blue lighting, which we all got the preview of from the DualShock controller, which I personally think is an amazing controller because to me it reminds me of a bit of the Dreamcast in terms of color, a little bit, but shaped similar to a Mega Drive controller, which is one of my favorite consoles. But the controller is awesome and it'll be just as good as the DualShock. I'm pretty sure of that, because of the shape of the handheld elements of the controller is, from what I can tell. And we haven't seen the back of the controller, which is really intriguing, which makes me think there's a chance that it's going to have the back buttons with it, because the current back buttons for the PlayStation 4 controller is all sold out, which means it did very well. And it just makes sense to add the back buttons to it, unless they're going to have two different versions for each console. But I'll get into that later on in this video. But in terms of what PlayStation are saying about the PlayStation 5 console, is play has no limits. Experience lightning fast loading with an ultra high speed SSD, deeper immersion with support for haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and 3D audio, and an all new generation of incredible PlayStation games. So that's lightning speed, harness the power of a custom CPU, GPU, and SSD with integrated I/O that rewrite the rules of what a PlayStation console can do. Stunning games, breathtaking immersion, discover a deeper gaming experience with support for haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and 3D audio technology. Marvel at incredible graphics and experience new PlayStation 5 features. So that is just some of the quotes from the actual PlayStation official website itself. Back to the design of the actual console. I think it just looks really, really nice. I really do. And I think in comparison to whenever a console comes out, there's always mock-ups and fan-made concepts of what they believe a console would look like. I personally think this is the first time ever that the official console looks better than the mock-ups and the concepts before it. This is the first time, I think. It looks that good to me. And I knew there was going to be two versions. I just knew it. They were going to have a version at a certain price point and another version at a lower price point. So in this case, it will be in the form of a digital version, a digital edition, and a, I guess, physical edition. I will personally be getting the physical edition, and I will do an unboxing of that. And the reason why I will get that is not just so that I can showcase what you guys will be getting if you do opt to go with the physical edition. But because I got quite a lot of physical games anyway, I haven't got a lot of I have more physical media than I do digital, so it would make perfect sense for me to get the physical to utilize all of that in terms of my games for PS4, my Blu-ray movies, and so on and so forth. But the digital edition is interesting, and depending upon the pricing structure of both will kind of determine how well and how successful the launch day for PlayStation 5 will be. With that all taken into account, I think Sony did a great job with the reveal event. The design of the console is just exceptional. It really is exceptional. It just makes me really realize how dull consoles have been all these generations, because if you go all the way back to the N64 or the Super NES or Mega Drive, Sega Saturn, they're all pretty much slabs or just uninspired design choices that were made for how a console would look. I think even with the Xbox Series X, they kind of followed the exact same pattern as that, just a cube, and that's the console. Even the PlayStation 4 is just a slab. It's just like a flat piece of machinery. Xbox, same thing. GameCube, just a cube. Like, all very boring looking devices, really and truly. But to be fair, it's all about what the device does as opposed to the visuals of it. And that's why I give more credit, a lot of credit, to Sony's design team for taking and they kind of took this approach throughout the whole event, a Apple-esque approach with the design choice for their console. It actually looks like they went all out. They thought about it. They was like, right, we want it to look this way. We want it to incorporate these colors. We want it to predominantly be a vertical machine, but you could probably have it horizontal as well. But we've only seen it vertically, and we're not gonna follow suit with how consoles have been since the PlayStation 1 and before. No, we're gonna actually design a nice looking device that will look great in the home, you're on your desk and in your living room. So kudos and hats off to Sony for that. I think the console looks amazing, and the games that are announced for it look really good. I feel like there was about 6 games that I was really interested in the actual event itself, but I'm going to get into that in another video. Those are just my initial thoughts on the PlayStation 5 and how the console looks along with the controller. The controller looks amazing as well. I'm pretty sure it will feel amazing, especially if it does come with the back buttons. I would assume the more higher price version of the console, which I would think would be $699, would come with the controller with the back buttons, whereas the digital edition will most likely not come with the back buttons with that controller. But that's all to be discovered, and we'll wait and see and find out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below of the PlayStation 5. Like, share, comment, follow me on Twitch as well, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.